Hello, everyone. This is your host, Dr. Almas Awan, bringing you innovation from the Global South on Future Frame TV, the collective podcast of Traces.Dreams. Today, we have with us Tendekayi Katsiga, innovator and CEO of Deaftronics. His brief introduction is that he is an electronics enthusiast who has developed the world's first solar power hearing aid. He received training in North America, Africa, and Europe. He has been to the all the continents in the world preaching the gospel on hearing loss awareness. His career span has attracted more than 20 national and international awards among them, they are the builders of Africa's Future Award in Silicon Valley, Johnson & Johnson Africa Innovation Challenge Award, South African Designers Award, National Design for Development Award, and Potential for Societal Impact Award in the 2015 GISTEC Eye competition. He has been featured in the Newsweek magazine, National Geographic, BBC articles, Wired, a high-tech magazine in Japan, Daily Adventures Post, I Am Youngpreneur, The Heretic, and Smart Planet. Welcome to the show, Tendekayi.
Thank you for having me, Almas. Thank you for sharing space and time with me.
So tell us something about your project, Deaftronics.
Well, at Deaftronics, we manufacture affordable solar-powered hearing aids made by people who are hearing impaired for people with a hearing loss. We came up with this idea when we realized that 70% of the hearing aids that were being distributed in Africa, mostly through non-government organizations, were only used for a month, due to the problem that the batteries were not available and the batteries are expensive. You can't find hearing aid batteries in rural Africa. People rather buy bread than buy hearing aid batteries. So as a result, we also realized that really there's an African proverb which we say the sun does not forget a village just because it is too small. We harness the power of the sun and come up with what we call a solar-powered hearing aid. It's a product which charges your hearing aid batteries using the solar power, the solar energy. So the hearing aid batteries, the lifespan is 3 years. But when you charge them, they last for 1 week. And charging takes place only 3 hours for one battery. And they charge 3 batteries simultaneously. And we've managed to reduce the cost of the solar-powered hearing aids to 10%, meaning that really the current price of a hearing aid without batteries, without solar charges on the market is $1,000. That's like, so for us, our product costs $100. It consists of 4 rechargeable batteries, a solar charger, and a hearing aid. So we've managed to reduce the cost so that it becomes affordable to the whole region and the continent.
That's a great project. How much is the proportion of people with this hearing problem in the African continent all over the world? Can you give us some figures about that?
Okay. According to the World Health Organization, there are 200 million people with a hearing impairment in Africa. And yet the current provision of hearing aids is less than 1 million per annum. So you see, the market is so huge and the impact is so profound.
And how was that journey of innovation, of entrepreneurship? How you came into this journey?
I bumped into it. It's whereby I was working with hearing impaired people in a non-government organization. But because of our interaction, I realized that really these guys, they could not hear because their batteries, they've run off. You see? So we decided to come up with a solution where we say, okay, fine. Here's the challenge we have. We are having people who are using a product, but the product is not working because the batteries are not available and the batteries are expensive. So we started doing a prototype of a solar charger. And we come up with a solar charger. And the input was coming from hearing impaired people, from the team. They were suggesting that this should be like this should be like this. At the end, we came up with a product which serves the hearing impaired community.
And what is your dream?
My dream is to provide affordable solar-powered hearing aids to hearing impaired people. My dream is for Deaftronics to be become the largest employer of hearing impaired people. My dream is also for all the children to be able to afford a solar-powered hearing aid so that when they go to school, they can use it. I believe that only through education, that's when you can break the cycle of poverty. My dream is also to end hearing impairment maybe by 50% in 10 years to come.
So, for taking this dream forward, what are those challenges that you are facing, or you expect them to have in future as well?
Well, there are a lot of challenges which we face in the innovation space, but really, one of my colleagues told me that really, if you're a director of a company, your job is to solve problems. So that's what I do. There are a lot of challenges for us to scale into other countries. There are a lot of regulations. There's a lot of red tape, you see. And also some other countries, they are still in the war zones. You can't scale into those countries when also you know that really your services and your products are needed in those countries. And also our challenge is also most of the people who require hearing aids, they don't know where to get the hearing aids. And most people, they haven't gone through the hearing screening or the hearing testing. So we don't really know their hearing level for us in order for us to help them. So also the other challenge is we also require funding for us to be visible in other countries, for us to be mobile, for us to set up new solar-powered hearing aid manufacturing plants. So it's always a challenge for us.
So, talk about funding. How
It
was your
was-
funding experience someone from the global south?
Well, for us, funding is a big challenge because when we started, there was no one who was ready to invest in our ideas because really we had no track record of traction because this was a new organization, and people really they always see the risk part of like putting money in a startup because really they are more comfortable in supporting well-established companies as compared to startups. So that's one of the biggest challenges when it comes to funding. So you would find that really the ecosystem at the moment is not conducive for startups to grow or scale because we don't have a lot of investors who are ready to put their money in startups. But however, we believe in solutions. We also look outside our scope. We look outside, like internationally, there are a lot of funds for innovators. So in 2015, we were the recipient of the GIST competition for Societal Impact Award, and we got some funds, and we reinvested into the business, and then we scaled into we managed to put our product into the market. And recently in 2019, we also a recipient of Africa Innovation Award. So we also got some funds, and we also scaled, and we developed a mobile application called MDRIT, which does hearing screening instantly in real time. So we are also we have also got a lot of the funds enabled us to expand our line of products.
If you compare the number of pitches that you gave in front of funders, investors, and then you compare them with the ones that were positive and you actually got some funding, how is that scale?
This journey for entrepreneurs is it's not an overnight success. Our success took us 10 years for us to be a sustainable company, for us to be a profitable company. I pitched more than 60 times, and I got three. We got only response from 3 institutes. So yeah, it's not really the race is not for the swiftness, but for those who can endure. Because it's a journey where you don't need to run. It's a long distance journey where you don't need to run it fast, but you need to take it bit by bit. That's what it is. It's all about longevity.
So this long journey, why you didn't got demotivated, or tell us something about that as well. What keeps you going?
I think for me, I realized that really, the first time you provide or you fit a hearing aid to a child who was born with a hearing impairment, and when that child hears the sound and hears the voice of the mother speaking, I ran out of words to describe the situation, but it's something which is epic. It's something which is so touching. So every time I wanted to quit, I always have that visualization, that visuals of that child hearing the child speaking, hearing the child, the sound for the first time, and it gives me the motivation, gives me the energy to keep on going, knowing that really I'm bringing good things to humanity.
That's so inspiring. Like money is not everything. You go for, that happy face, that a mother gets or a baby gets, listening to the voice of, the person that is most dear to us.
Yes.
People around you from Africa, African continent, or even from other continents of other countries from the global south, journey for them is not that easy as well. What is that tip that you would like to give them?
I believe in Nike's motto, like just do it. Because really, if you're not going to do it, because 20 years from now or 10 years from now, we're going to regret the things that we haven't done than the things we have done. So for me, it's all about if you feel it, just go for it. Don't hesitate. Because a journey of 1,000 miles starts with the first step. So just go for it. Just do it.
Just do it and don't think much.
Just do it.
Sometimes.
Yeah, just do it.
So, how many people there in your company?
We've got 20 people right now. And more 70% of our staff are women, and most of them, they're hearing impaired. They are our assemblers of our solar-powered hearing aids.
So, you're from the global south, and we know that it's not that easy to be an entrepreneur. And you just mentioned that there are many women in your team. How it is for them to be part of your team, and what do you think? If you would be a woman, things they would be the same as they were, or they would be even more difficult for you?
For me, okay, first of all, one of our directors is hearing impaired. Her name is Miss Sarah Piri. She's the cornerstone of our company. So you understand that really. I'll tell you one thing about the qualities about women. Women are loyal. You see, women, they come to work and they concentrate on their work. And women are hardworking. And women, they also, when they deal with innovation, for them, it also stems from a woman's point of view. There's passion, there's empathy. You understand? So that's one thing which we also makes us like bring women. And also besides that, really, I believe that women are more intelligent than men. So that's so yeah. So that's and they're strong people, and they are powerful. So every time you go through a crisis, the women they'll tell you that hey, it's nothing than that. We've been through that. So let's push, let's move. So that's how it is. That's why we
That's
have women.
that's great to hear your thoughts. There are many parts of the world where men they don't think like this. How was your journey? I could see that you have been traveling a lot to almost everywhere in the world you have been. So, how was your journey of growth? How do you see yourself in the beginning of you being an entrepreneur and now after almost more than a decade?
For me, when I started this journey, I had these thoughts that really, for us to expand to do marketing, we need lots of money. But when I traveled all over the world, when I had access to new people, access to new ways of thinking, access to new ways of thinking when it comes to solving global challenges of our time, I realized that really for us to expand our business, sometimes you don't need to travel to all those places, but all you need is the power of social media. And also you need networking. Networking is more important than in anything in business. So I realize that's why I'm always networking whenever I go, and also preach about our company, about and our services and our products. So for me, it's all about networking.
How to have long lasting networking relationship, because sometimes we end up meeting so many people, collecting so many contacts, but then once you are away out of the eye, nothing works. How to be a good someone who is into building long term relationships?
So as they always say, we are as wise as our level of exposure. You see, the more you meet more people, the more you interact with a lot of people, and the more your brains open up, and the more your vision really gets wider. The moment I left my country and going to other countries, I was a changed person because I also understood on how really the work ethics of other people and the business cultures. So it also gave me that global exposure. And also, when it gave me that global exposure, it gave me that access to run business on an international level. So that it also helps us when we scale into other countries, not just to see a country from my desk, like from where I'm seated. No, it's very dangerous to see a country from a desk, but we have to travel and see. You see, so right now I understand, and it also helped me to not to buy any, not to listen to the media a lot, but to go and see things on your own on the ground and make your own conclusion. You see, because sometimes the media is always biased towards a certain type of people.
So South-South and South-North relationship of collaborations can be scientific, can be entrepreneurial. What do you say about that? Is it good?
For me, I also want to say collaborations are good as long as they are stemming from a mutual point of understanding. The issue is because most of the time, really, what happens is like most people, they go from the south going to the north and learn rather than not coming to the south and learn. So it should be a balanced relationship. So, for example, what really works in Silicon Valley doesn't work in Africa because it's a different ecosystem. So if you bring the Silicon Valley mindset into the south, sometimes it won't work. So what we need to do is to try to understand each other and see how we can collaborate. Yeah, it should not be one-sided affair. It should come from both sides.
And how about the government support, public and private sector? Would you like to
Well,
say something about that?
well, I feel like for me personally, I always say politicians don't create jobs. It's entrepreneurs who create jobs. Innovators are the ones who create jobs. So the job of politicians is to create an environment where entrepreneurs can create jobs. So I always say the government should come up with innovation hubs, come up with startup funds where they can provide funding to small companies to start up so that they can scale. Come up with an innovation space, come up with mentorship. That's their role, just to create a conducive environment. And then the entrepreneurs, they can excel. Government support and the private sector support is also still needed.
Where do you see yourself in the next 10 years?
10 years. I see myself I see Deaftronics as the center of innovation in Africa when it comes to hearing aid accessories. I see Deaftronics expanding into 40 African countries. I see Deaftronics being the largest supplier of affordable solar-powered hearing aids. I see Deaftronics as the largest employer of hearing impaired people, especially women. And I see Deaftronics on the stock market in New York, being registered in New York Stock Exchange.
Wow.
Yes.
So dream big. This is your passion.
Yes, as they say, dream big or go home. So I'm dreaming big. There's no limit to dreams.
What does the world need the most?
I think the world needs people who are compassionate to help each other. People who are there not to judge each other because of the color of our skin. The world just needs people who are good. That's it. That's what we need at this moment. The world needs people who have empathy. The world needs love at this moment. We can't afford to hate each other. At this moment, the world just needs love.
Wow, that's so nice. One last message, Tendekayi, that you would like to give to all of your audience right now, watching you, and especially the ones who are from the global south, struggling for having fundings for their startups.
For me, I'll just say, you know what? The entrepreneurship journey is not really an easy one. So what you need to do is you need to be in the right company of people who provide mentorship with you, and people should not give up on their dreams. It's a journey where you need to take one step at a time, because really entrepreneurship is not a daily event. You just need to move bit by bit, slow by slow, but you will make it, because you can't build a company in one day. Our overnight success took us 10 years. So be patient and follow your vision.
So be patient, follow your vision and your dream. That was Tendekayi. Thank you very much, Tendekayi. It was really great having you with us today.
It was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you for sharing space and time with me.
We'll be sharing your links for our audience. So if someone would like to know more about your work, they can go directly and check those links. Thank you very much once again. Take care. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye. Ciao.